Now we're going to try and bring him onto mine. All right. Ready? Cross your fingers, people. Fingers crossed. No, it's not Mr. Bad Connection. I got great connection, man. I'm sitting on my... Is it working?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? I literally I would sign on and I could hear myself. I could see you.
Yeah.
But that was it.
I don't know. You know what? It's good you're here. What I was saying was,
here's what it is. No, here's what it is, Leroy. Because we're about to drop, or you're about to drop so much knowledge, and I'm about to do so much listening that I don't think Instagram could handle it. There was too much bandwidth, bro. You were spitting too much bandwidth, and Instagram's like, nah, man, we can't do this.
What you say, RKD? Trump don't want this to happen. This ain't what Trump wants. You don't want to see. You don't want to see the unity. I got a lot of friends in here, but crazy. I appreciate y'all support. But yeah, man. So the last time we spoke, you know, I was.
What did I miss?
I don't go to protests, which I never have. I decided, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So I went that night, and then I'm going Saturday night in Las Vegas downtown.
Was that Friday?
Saturday night I went.
Okay.
Me and two of my really close friends. And when I tell you, bro, best experience of my life in Las Vegas. I've done a lot of shit out here.
Oh,
bro.
I know. Oh, I've been there.
I tell you, Johnny, best time I've ever had in my life. The unity that was down there, right? And like I said, there was a couple knuckleheads, people spray painting shit, whatever the case may be. But the majority of people there was for a good cause, white, black, Mexican, whatever, the whole nine. I think is what I was telling people. What you see on TV now with the protesting, there's a difference. Protesters are people that are doing a good thing. There are people that are breaking into shit. I said an 18-year-old Leroy would definitely be fucking stores up for sure. Cause I'm a kid. I'm like, whatever. I want some Jordans, right? I'm going into Foot Locker. I'm grabbing a 9.5. I'm getting 2 left shoes. That's how bad it is. You run in there and just grabbing whatever. So when I hear about the looting and stuff that goes on, I understand the different levels of it. Some of them are kids that just don't know any better. Then you got guys that are my age that are 35 that still have the mentality of a kid that just don't know no better. You got some people who are using it just as an excuse to be out there. You got some people who are just so stressed out over everything that's going on. So all these different reasons for doing it. Understandable. Is it right? Hell no. So when you and I were talking of what can we do to try to change it, understand that what they're showing on TV with these protesters, it looks like everybody, this is what makes people think that protesting is bad, because you see people breaking in shit. Protesting isn't bad, right? This is what makes you think that all cops are bad, because we see them constantly killing blacks. Not all cops are bad. So this is what you're seeing on TV. I'm telling you from experience, I went downtown at night and seen it. I seen the cops everywhere. I seen the people. I seen the stuff that goes on. Now, clearly in Vegas, it's not as bad in other areas, but it was a cool experience. So for someone, when I speak to white America, as I had a conversation with one of my friends this morning, all he kept saying was like, I understand what happened to this guy, but they're destroying shit. We gotta take "but" out of our vocabulary when we're talking about somebody who died. There can't be no "but" they're doing this. What you should say is, I know why they're doing this. It's fucked up what they're doing, but I know why they're doing it. I don't support what they're doing, but I know why they're doing it. That's what we want to hear. Anything other than that is non-existent. When it comes to what white America can do, because my friend, he's like, man, you know, I told him, like, you go down there, you probably could possibly get fucked up the same way I told you. Like, things can happen. I mean, it's rare that people just gonna start jumping on white people if they see a lot out there too, but it can happen. Okay, you got a family, you got kids. You really don't want to be in that, but you want to find something you can do. So like the neighborhood you live in, really nice neighborhood, Orange County, been out there a million times. You have your neighbors, they know you since you were a kid. They know you since you were a kid. It's nothing for Johnny to knock on his neighbor's door and say, hey, I know you see what's going on right now. Okay, this is our community. We don't support what's going on. We could march in our streets, in our community. We don't have to be out in the fucking in downtown Los Angeles fucking shit up. We're not gonna fuck up shit here. Let's march in our own community. I'm not saying have a fucking poster sign in your yard that says Black Lives Matter, but these are the steps that you guys need to take, because it starts with white America first, with first acknowledging that there is a problem, taking accountability, regardless of whether you did it or not. It's not your part of the problem. You're white, so it's just. It is what it is. So having these conversations, everybody that's in white America knows someone or has a family member who is racist as fuck, right? But you can't help who's in your family. You have somebody in your family to where you can't even bring your black friend home or a black girlfriend home.
See, I gotta disagree there, man. You can't you can't paint everyone with the same brush, though, man. You got to understand. It's like there are. I think a lot of it depends on how you were raised,
Right.
where you were raised.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, listen, the family that I was raised in. I mean, my family's second generation immigrants from Italy, right? My dad was drafted when he was 17 to fight in Vietnam. So he was so his unit was mixed in with, dude. My dad came from a really small steel town in Pennsylvania, Midland, Pennsylvania, right? Midland, Ohio, but it was a steel town, whatever. Who do you think gets drafted to go to war? Lower middle class, lower class. That's who gets drafted. So a lot of the guys in my dad's unit were black. So I almost feel like I have grown up, and not just the way I've been raised, which is, just obviously exposed to all different types. Jake Benjamin, one of my dad's best friends from the military, he's a helicopter pilot, was black. I literally grew up thinking that because Jake was a helicopter pilot, I just assumed that it was like that, that's what guys in the military did, is they all flew helicopters. Yeah. So, and then going on Real World, and this is what we discussed last time, right? And I'm really bummed that what the conversation we had last time didn't get saved. I did not know that Instagram doesn't save videos over an hour long. Yeah. But my whole point was, when it just comes to what I want to use my platform for, all right? And this was the whole point of having this discussion with you on live. We've talked about a lot of stuff, dude. I mean, I've had more discussions with you. I trust your judgment more than anyone. I mean, I call you for advice all the time. When I overthink things, I think we have a different way of seeing the world, and that's refreshing to me, and I need that. But I wanted to use my platform not to just post a quote, not to just post a picture. I wanted to use it to let's do something. Let's have a conversation. Let's get dialogue started where people can actually hear, not just see. Anyone, I feel like, can post a quote. Anyone can post a picture. That doesn't mean anything, because 5 minutes later, they're back to their normal life. It takes 30 seconds to post and be like, all right, I did my good deed. I got everyone that's telling me to use my platform for something good. I've done it. Now I can move on. I feel like that doesn't start any sort of dialogue, because people are going to look at that and they're going to feel one way or another about it. I feel like by having a conversation with two people, you and me, who might have came from two different worlds growing up, but I feel like our paths overlapped, our worlds collided. We've both been blessed by having this experience to be on television, to be on The Challenge, to meet all the people that we have, to have all the experiences that we have, to have the conversations that we had. And I think it's important for us to then take all of our knowledge of our lives growing up, of the experiences that we've had and the experiences that we've had together, and kind of like help other people kind of see where we're coming from. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know anything about the world that you were brought up in. I mean, dude, some of the stories you've told me, man. I mean, for you, like, there's people out there that claim to have had a rough childhood or a certain type of upbringing. For a guy like you to have gone through what you went through growing up and had the experience that you have had, and to be as level-headed and as rational and as understanding as you are. I mean, dude, you're obviously, I'm going to say this because, I mean, obviously we're really good friends, but even if we weren't, it's like, dude, you're one of the most incredible people that I know, that I've ever met, that I've ever crossed paths with. And you know, dude, based on like what we've done, there's a lot of people in our lives, man. So I just thought it was important, for the people that follow me, for my fans, for my platform, the people who follow you, to kind of get both sides of what's going on. Because right now it's a crazy time, man. It's a crazy time we're living in, and it's like I want everyone to be able to experience it through two different lenses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? I'll retract my statement. Not that everybody has a racist family member, but I feel like even when it comes to the LGBTQ community, right? I know people who will use the word faggot or who truly can really have hatred towards them. I know people like that. I probably have people in my family that way. So I'm saying we all know somebody that is racist, prejudiced, that has something against feminists, whatever movement. So it starts with having a conversation with them, letting our family members know, our friends know, friends of friends know that, hey, we're not putting up with this shit anymore. If you're going to continue to be that way, I'm willing to cut our relationship off because I can't support that, right? When I hear the word faggot, right, that burns like, damn. It's like the same way you hear somebody saying nigger. So the same way people, and I don't know anybody, I don't have a close friend that's gay, but if somebody, a follower, anyone says, hey, Lee, they have Pride Week in Las Vegas, and they say, hey, we want you to march with us because of inequality and how we're treated, I would for sure 1,000,000% do it. Feminists, whatever the case may be, I got 6 sisters, I would for sure do it. So another thing was, when I posted a picture of Black Lives Matter with the fist up, they think that it's all with me being crazy, whatever. So even with me posting that, it takes bravery because anything I post, the comments, some people are going to be cool with it, some people are going to say whatever. I say Black Lives Matter, they say all lives matter. When it comes to all lives matter, 1,000%, all lives matter. My life matters, your life matters, the dog life matters, a fish's life matters. But what we see on TV and the way Black people are treated, we're treated as if our lives don't matter. So we're saying, hey, you guys, we just want to let you know that Black lives matters too. Yes, little white girl, your life definitely matters. Yes, little white boy. Yes, little Asian. Yes, little Indian, your life matters. So the comments are saying, I'm tired of hearing Black lives matter. You guys are tired of hearing that. Not you, I'm just speaking to white America or anybody who's tired of hearing it. We're tired of getting killed. We're tired of inequality. We're tired of racism. So when you see Black Lives Matter, stop getting mad because it's not that we're anti-white. We're just anti-racism. You feel what I'm saying? If somebody would say gay lives matter, yeah. If you want me to wear a shirt that says gay lives matter, lesbian lives matter, whatever the fuck that you are, women lives matter, whatever, cool. It could be cat lives matter. I get it. So when I posted the picture, there were people in the comments, and for me,
cats have 9 lives though, man. So I mean,
so all 9 of their lives matter. So for me, I don't give a fuck what people think. For anybody that's in this live right now, if you stay in these areas and you stay in these neighborhoods, such as a Southern Highlands, such as a Summerlin, such as a Green Valley, and you know me, let's have a walk in your neighborhood. Okay, so that's where we start. We start in the suburbs and we do it there. We don't have to go destroying downtown. That's fucking stupid. Let's start there and then work our way. Then, because the same way you would want to know, they have a list on the internet where you can see which one of your neighbors is a fucking pedophile, right? I would want to know which one of my fucking neighbors is racist. I would want to know which one of my neighbors that agrees with what's going on. So let's start in these neighborhoods. The same way you want to know if somebody is a felon, whatever the case may be, I want to know who has this in their heart. And so it's not to say that if the people don't come outside and walk with you that they're racist, but if something is this big that's going on, which is worldwide, and you can't come out and say, hey, I'm going to support and walk with you guys in peace, then that's a reflection of yourself. Because if somebody knocked on my door tonight and said, hey, man, this is going on with feminists or whatever the case may be, I say, you know what, I'm walking with you guys. Whatever. What does it take? Right?
Don't you feel like for the most part, though, here's my take on it. And listen, this is what everyone needs to do right now that's watching this live, okay? Because we're not responding to your comments. This is a conversation between Leroy and I, so you guys can listen, all right? Yeah. Be constructive, because that's what this is about. This is about creating dialogue. There's a lot I don't know. There's a lot he doesn't know. This is about everybody. Listen, we're just having a conversation, and this is about learning. So everybody needs to just dial back the rhetoric a tiny bit, all right? I will say that it seems like, and there have been we've had this, it seems like we've gone down this path before, and we've had these, these violent eruptions because of, and civil unrest because of things that have happened in society multiple times. But it seemed like there was always people on 2 different sides of the fence in the past, right? It seemed like you agree, you disagree. Was it murder? Was it not? Did they mean to? Did they not? And this time, though, I have not heard, and maybe this is just me, I haven't heard anybody saying that this dickhead cop and the assholes that were sitting there and that helped, that basically watched him take a life. There hasn't been anyone on the other side of the fence. It seems like for the first time, in my opinion, that everyone's kind of united, dude. It seems like everybody is kind of on the same page. You might have a few idiots out there that aren't, but it seems to me like for the first time, there really does seem to be a lot of agreement and a lot of unity when it comes to that.
Right.
No,
sure. I agree with that. What I'm saying is what I'm speaking on is how we can make change and what people can do that are afraid to go to protests or that don't want to post on social media. Like, because sooner or later, this is going to die down, right? And you're saying in a long time, this has happened over and over and over again. People are marching. Yes. So I'm saying, so somebody said in the comments, they said, Lee, are you fucking stupid? You want people to protest in their own neighborhood and burn down? No, fool. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is protesters go for walks, right? They go for walks. They hold signs. We're having a conversation. The same people you have over for game night, you drink wine with, I do the same shit at my crib. Let's collectively, let's have a walk. What's wrong with that? We walk for people that have cancer. We walk for epilepsy. We walk for all this. Why can't we walk for blacks? Right? Why can't we walk for blacks? What's so hard about that? What's so hard about knocking on your neighbor's door, your same neighbor? And this is what you're gonna learn about a lot of people that you know. When you have this conversation with them and they want to have nothing to do with it, then you should be like, yeah, could I really be kicking it with this person? And I'm gonna have to self-reflect with people that I hang with. I'm gonna have to cut a lot of people off because I'm paying attention to my social media. I'm paying attention to who's posting what, who's saying what. And it's like, wait a minute. So we're fed up. I don't want any violence in any neighborhoods. Because if you're doing it in your neighborhood, Johnny, people aren't about to come from fucking East LA to come fuck up Orange County because you guys are having a positive walk about what's going on. I'm not saying fucking have an air horn out there, but if you had a group of fucking 10 people in your neighborhood that did it, I would be satisfied with that. I would definitely be satisfied with that. But when people aren't doing anything and they're saying there isn't anything that we can do, I'm telling you something that you can do. You can have a conversation with your neighbors, the same people you go out to eat with, the same people you share food with, the same people that you done had with you that got your kids baptized. Have these conversations, say, hey, this is going on. If people really care. Now, what I'm going to have people hold me accountable for is when something happens to someone that's gay or whatever the case may be, you say, Lee, we want you to post something. For damn sure I will. Lee, we want you to march. For damn sure I will. So I'm not going to just use my platform because things are happening to blacks. If there's something that's big that's going on in America, you say, Lee, did you see this? You know what? Fuck yeah, I'll post about it because it's more than just color. It's about us as humans. And unity. Like I said, if you could actually be down there, we're gonna see ignorant shit that goes on. Even with the comments, I don't give two fucks what nobody say. I have an opinion. This is just your opinion. We're having a civilized conversation. But if people can't understand what I'm saying or what you're saying, then they're just trying not to understand because we're making it very clear.
Let me ask you this: do you feel like now? Obviously, this time again from my perspective. And I'm not going to speak from your perspective, from my perspective. This time feels different. And I'm saying it feels different. Like I feel like there are more people that are on the same side and want the same thing and finally want change. Okay? I feel like in the past, same thing. For a few days, politicians come out. There's a few protests. People break some windows. This time to me feels different. Now, granted, I feel like it's getting a lot more media attention because I don't think that the media necessarily has the best intentions when it comes to this. All right, and this is the point I made the other day. We do reality television.
You said right? It feels more different because you can see everybody, even white people, like we're tired of this shit.
Okay, obviously it feels. Right. That's what I'm saying. It feels like, dude, whether it's social media. Whether it's the people involved in the protests, the peaceful protests, okay, which I 1,000,000% support. The people burning churches and, defacing World War II memorials and beating people with 2x4s. I don't see and I don't see how that is honoring Floyd's memory at all in a positive way. His brother just spoke about the same thing today. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I feel like this time is different, okay? And I'm hoping that for all the rhetoric out there and everyone that's saying that change needs to be made, that this time it actually sticks and this actually has a lasting effect. Because I don't feel like there's enough of the positive things being shown that are coming from this. All we see when we turn on the news is what's on fire, who's getting beaten down, who's bloody, who's getting a Molotov cocktail thrown at them? When it's like what they're not showing are the people that are peacefully doing this in solidarity, the people who are walking with the cops. The fact that there's a lot of positivity coming out of this, but if you turn on the news, you wouldn't think that there was any. And and that was the point I made last time. It's like the news is like reality television. Reality television, you know as well as I do, because we've been in this for so long, dude. It's all about friction. It's all about drama. It's all about, you know, as much you know, as much friction as we can create. And I feel like that's what's going on. And it's almost like the message is getting muddled because all that we're seeing for the most part on social media and on the news is all the negative stuff that's happening. None of the positive and none of the good that is coming out of this. And I think that's what's unfortunate.
You're absolutely right. Do I feel like it's different this time? Yeah, no, because it's different because people are in quarantine. So people are already fucking pissed off about that. It's different this time because blacks have gotten so mad that before they was just protesting, now they wrecking shit. So that's why it's different. Motherfuckers like, hell nah. It's different because it's so different that white America can feel it. You like, shit, these motherfuckers really out here fucking shit up. When it's not different for me because we've been protesting. We've just watched a kid jogging get gunned down. We just watched a woman in New York make a phony phone call, and then this happened. So yeah, it's different that more people are speaking up. But if you don't want to walk in a protest, walk with your neighbor in your neighborhood. I stay in a nice little small community, and I'm definitely going to knock on doors. I'm 1,000% going to knock on doors and say, hey, you guys want to do a walk around here? Do you guys want to pray? Whatever the case, what else could I do? So not just what can white people do, what can blacks do? What else can blacks do to where we can sit down with somebody that isn't white, sit down with a cop, and try to have that different conversation? These are the things that we can do. And I love you, bro. Like, for you even be able to come on here and have this conversation with me, like, 1,000%. And I'm sure you get all type of backlash of if you post this, and people are gonna.
Leroy, you should know by now. You should know by now. I could give two fucks about what anyone has to say about me. I've never given. I took $275,000 from a girl. Okay, do you think a little bit of fucking negativity in my Instagram feed's gonna bother me?
And when it comes to what's going on TV, like I said today again, I had to re-download the Instagram app because I work in a barbershop. I'm a barber. We got TV on all day with the news or whatever the case may be. In the shop that I work at, we all can have a very good conversation of what's going on. And I said this in the barbershop. I said, listen, y'all, I'm really going to go out to fucking Green Valley out here in Las Vegas. I'm going to go out to Summerlin. And I'm going to talk to my friends that live in these really nice areas. Say, hey, man, let's do a walk in your neighborhood. Let me talk to some of your neighbors. Are you okay with that? Right, I'll come out there. And if I'm coming out there with anybody that fucks with me, no, I ain't coming out there with no bullshit. Like, if you really support me and you really fuck with me, you have my number, call me. Let's do it. We don't have to go downtown. We can do it right in our own neighborhood. We can do it right at a school. We can do it right at a park. And these walks are to have conversations. These walks isn't to be saying, well, you guys don't understand us. If somebody's coming out for a protest, for a walk, that means that they understand what's going on and they want to be a part of it. So we can't be on some old, fuck white people or fuck police. None of that. There's anything that I'm going to be a part of that I'm going to put together is definitely going to be 100%.
I think anytime this is what the point I made last time. This is how I feel. Anytime you paint any group of people with one brush, everyone. When you take a group and you say and you blanket everyone and you accuse them of being the same way, whether that's whites, blacks, cops, anyone. I mean, that's what the Nazis did to the Jews in World War II. Anytime you do that, anytime you label everyone with one label, that's a problem. And my point is, and again, it's like the Derek Chauvin, these other cops, these fucking absolute assholes that did this. And this is what makes me the most mad about what happened is how many times before this guy had already been reprimanded for things, dude, for shooting. He's literally been reprimanded multiple times for shooting people. And his higher-ups and their bosses, this guy should have been arrested and put in jail a long time ago. But you know what happens? He kept on getting more and more emboldened. And the more times, so it's systemic, dude. And that's the problem it's not just him to blame. Okay, fine. You get rid of him. You got it. But you have to, it goes above him. It goes to his bosses and their bosses. So what needs to happen is, again, in addition to obviously walking, obviously protesting, that sort of thing, get out and vote. And not just the president, okay? And this is what Floyd's brother said today in Minneapolis. Not just the president. You need to vote on on your governors. You need to vote on your mayors. You need to vote on the police commissioners. You need to do some research, okay? You need to learn about your community. You need to learn about the history of your community. And not that like I've necessarily done this, but it's like, how many people research cops in their own community? But if you actually did a little bit of work, you would have found out how, it's public knowledge, how many times this guy had complaints filed against him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you could have then taken out on and taken action and voted. So that's the most important thing. We all have a voice, man. We all have a voice. This next election is so important for again, to make